Another way to solve is using the quadratic formula. Again, the general form of a quadratic is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. The quadratic formula is minus b plus or minus the square root b squared minus 4ac, everything divided by 2a. Most common errors are students don't write that square root long enough, so they don't end up doing the whole thing. And this division line is under everything. For whatever reason, that seems to get chopped off sometimes. All right, the quadratic formula works all the time. You can't take a square root of a negative number. If that happens, you're going to have no real roots, and I do show that in a coming example. Let's try this one first. X squared minus 5x plus 6. This does factor. The factors of 6 are 2 times 3. This is minus plus, so I need a minus minus in here. The factors of 6 are going to add to make the 5, so I'm going to use the 2 and the 3, not the 1 and the 6. So it's going to be x minus 2, x minus 3. Solving for 0, I get x is a 2, x is a 3. But now let's try it using the quadratic. First thing I want to do is find my a, b, and c. A is the coefficient in front of x squared, so that's a 1. B is the coefficient in front of x, that's a minus 5. C is the constant term, that's a positive 6. Make sure everything is on the left side, just like when factoring, and it's set equal to 0 before you get your a, b, and c. All right, now plugging in. It says minus b, so it's going to be minus a minus 5. Watch the double negative on that. Plus or minus, square root of b squared. So there's my square root. B squared is minus 5 squared. Minus 4 times a times c, so 4 times 1 times 6. Everything divided by 2a, 2 times 1. So minus a minus 5 is plus 5, plus or minus 5 squared is 25. 4 times a times c, so minus 24 divided by 2, 2 times 1. So it's 5 plus or minus 25, take away 24 is 1. So the square root of 1 is 1. So it's 5, add, subtract 1, divide by 2. So it's going to be 5 plus 1 divided by 2, or 5 minus 1 divided by 2, which is 5 plus 1 is 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 5 minus 1 is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Notice I got the same roots as I did up here, 3, 2. Obviously, this was much easier, but that's because it factored. Let's try one that does not factor. 2x squared minus 7x minus 5 equals 0. A is a 2, B is a minus 7, C is a minus 5. Again, there's my A, B, C. So minus B, so minus a minus 7, plus or minus B squared, so minus 7 squared, minus 4AC, so minus 4. I get this 4 is always a 4. A is 2, C is a minus 5, everything divided by 2A. So it's 7 plus or minus 7 squared is 49. This turns out to be a plus 40. Divide everything by 4. 49 plus 40 is 89. So it's 7 plus or minus the square root of 89 over 4. These are the exact roots. If I take the square root of 89, add and subtract it from 7, I can get the approximate roots, which are 4.108 or a negative 0.6085. I know this doesn't factor because I got that square root number in the answer, whereas you'll see how this came out to whole numbers. All right, let's try another one. 9x squared plus 24x plus 16 equals 0. A is a 9, B is a 24, C is a 16. So 9, 24, 16. Minus B, so minus 24 plus or minus B squared, 24 squared, minus 4AC. So 4 times 9 times 16. 2 times A, so 2 times 9. So I got minus 24 plus or minus 24 squared is 576. 4 times 9 times 16 is 576 divided by 18. So under the radical, this is also called a discriminant. 576 minus 576 is 0. Square root of 0 is 0. That's fine. So pretty much the answer is just minus 24 over 18 or minus 4/3. You only got one answer on this. This is one of those double roots. If I If this factors and I went ahead and tried to factor it, which would take a little while because of the numbers, you would see that you end up with the same answer twice. Let's try another one, the one that gets no real roots. 3x squared minus 5x plus 4 equals 0. A is a 3, B is a minus 5, C is a 4. So minus B, so it's minus 5 plus or minus B squared, so 5 squared, minus 4 times 3 times 4, 2A, 2 times 3. So minus a minus is plus 5, plus or minus 25. 4 times 3 times 4 is 48 over 6. Notice what happened with the discriminant now. 25 take away 48 is a minus 23. When you get a negative answer under the square root, there are no real roots, but you should double check all your numbers and your signs just to make sure you didn't lose a negative somewhere or add a negative in. But your answer would be no real roots. So if the discriminant, which is b squared minus 4ac, if that's less than 0, you're going to get no real roots.